Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of that Gang Stalking Show. My name is Doug. I'm a TI, and I've been a TI for the past 19 years, or since 2004. Please excuse me for my inability to properly articulate. I don't have any teeth left up here, so it's kind of hard sometimes to articulate. But anyway, this video is really something that I've been thinking about for a while. It's probably not production wise the way I want it to be, but I've just got a cheap laptop with like 8 gigabytes of RAM, so I don't have a lot of RAM to really run programs and do this up the way I'd like to do it. So right now, what I'm gonna do is show you some photographs of my life before I was a targeted individual, and just give you some insight of what I look like prior to this. Some of these pictures are going to be from past 2004 up until about 2005, 2006. I became a TI in 2004, and it slowly, like a snowball headed to hell, got bigger and bigger and bigger. But anyway, so here's I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Here's the file folder, and we're going to go from birth to high school. We're going to start off with this picture right here. This is a picture of me. I think I'm about one, maybe two, but since the candles are probably white, I don't know how old I am. And they blend in with my drool bib. This is my dad. This is my sister, and chocolate cake has always been my favorite. This is me. I think I'm 6 years old. This was taken in East Texas at a place people used to fish at all the time. Nowadays, if you were to go down there and fish, you wouldn't catch a fish this big. It just wouldn't happen. This is at a lake in East Texas called Lake Striker, and this is behind the spillway on Striker Creek. And I don't even think people can fish there anymore. They took all our honey holes away from us. Oh, I didn't know this was in here. This is me, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years old. I'm thinking, I don't know. I think I had this before my surgery. This is probably somewhere around 1960, 64, 65. I'm not for sure. Oh my goodness, this is me. This is my nephew, Ricky, and this is my dad. He's in the military. I don't know what's going on here. It's my dad. That's my dog, Petey. Uh, he's long gone. So is my dad. This is me, age 5. I was a sharp-dressed young man right there, cowboy. This is me in the same tux, probably about the same time. I don't know who these young ladies are. Fort McHenry in Baltimore, Maryland. We used to live like 30 minutes away from Fort McHenry, and we went there at least once or twice. This was took in March of '72, so I'm probably about 9 years old, waiting to turn 10. I don't know how old I am here. Judging by the type of teeth that I have, I'm probably 7. I think this is first grade. Look at the face on this kid. I mean, it's just so young, vibrant, energetic, and I don't look at the camera that way anymore. I mean, I guess I got ruined. I think I'm 10 or 11 here. Once again, I'm a young, sharp dressed man. I think I'm 10 or 11. Yeah, I hated that haircut, man. I always wanted to keep my hair long, and this barber screwed it up for me. This is when I really started growing out my hair long. I was into the Partridge Family, you know. This is probably, I think I'm 11, maybe 11. This is in Edgewood, Maryland, where I grew up. I had strawberry orange hair, and this hair would get down to about here. We started growing it a little bit longer here. I think I am 11 here. It's a school photograph. I think I'm about 13 or 14 here. This is an 8th grade, probably. Once again, that smile. This is my junior year in high school. Uh, just looked like a corny, goofy young dude. I don't know what happened to my hair, but all of a sudden, The humidity started just frizzing it out. They used to call me Gorilla Jones because I had so much hair. This is a dude I used to know. This is back in Edgewood, Maryland. I think I'm 17 right here. That's the same picture. I don't know why it's showing again. February 72 or 73. This is the Alamo, of course, in San Antonio, Texas. This is me playing baseball in Pony League. I played baseball every year from age 9 to 17. And I got so good that when I was playing Pony League right here, you see in the photograph, um, high school coach was, you know, had the summer off from teaching, and he's not in this photograph anywhere, but he happened to catch a game or two where I was playing, Pony League baseball. And then when school started back up, he said, "Hey Jones, I saw you play baseball over the summer. You want to play high school baseball?" And I go, "Sure, but do I have to cut my hair?" And he goes, "Yeah, you got to cut your hair." And I go, "Nah, I don't think we can do that." Now looking back, I should have just whacked it all off and went and played high school baseball for my team. But I was like, "Nah, dude, I'm a metalhead, man. Rock and roll, rock and roll." This is, oh, good grief, Goddard Space Center. This is 1975. We went on a field trip. Goddard is somewhere close to Edgewood, Maryland. First liquid fuel rocket. Yeah, that's what that was. This was August of 1970. We moved. My dad was in the military. He was stationed at Aberdeen Proving Ground from 1969 August to somewhere around 1975, and this is on the way to his to Aberdeen Proving Ground, to where he worked, and all these hippies were out here protesting. Man, it's like unreal. This is the military housing complex I used to live in. Each one of these housing complex had, like, there's the apartment. So there's 1, 2, 3 families on this side, and then three families on this side and 3 families on this side. And each one of these apartment complexes houses 6 families. And there's like, I don't know, 100 of these in a horseshoe shaped type place. I don't know when this was taken, probably around 73, 74. And this was literally the kind of place where I lived, like over here on the corner. I could go knock on any door on any Saturday or Sunday, and right across the way over here where the mouse is, there's a field. We could have enough kids to play any sport you wanted to. Play baseball, play flag football, play full contact football, everything. It was a blessing and a curse living here, because about a half a mile on the other side of this complex was a ghetto, and these underprivileged ghetto kids would come up there and cause us a lot of problems. This is a self-portrait somewhere around the age of 13, 14. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. I'm just some nerdy little stupid kid. This is me, age 12. This is the summer of 1975. And here are those apartments again. The other apartments I showed you are way off over this way. There's just so many kids on a day like this. We could all get together and play marbles. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're playing marbles all over the place. Look at that hair, man. Look at that hair. Washington, D.C., 1970. We went there a couple of times. I actually went to high school with this girl, and I just figured out who this girl was about a year ago. And I sent the picture to her, and I told her, "I think it's you," and she goes, "Yep, that is me." What this is, I don't know. I don't know what type of thing's going on here. Look at this young stud. I think I'm 15, maybe 16. I don't know where I'm at in this picture. This is me. This is Edgewood, Maryland boys baseball. It's Tommy Noel. The dude could pitch. No, that's Noel. He could pitch a no-hitter. And that's Rob Jones. That's Rob Jones' dad, manager. Me and Rob, we both share the same names. This is our cleanup man, number 4. I usually batted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I usually played center field Why? Because these two guys out here played center field. I don't know which one played left or which one played right, but when the ball was hit to right field or left field or any field, I was on. I was on it. I'd oftentimes take away the ball from these guys and get it into get the ball, in the play, shut the play down. Oh yeah, we were number one. We played, I think, 13 regular schedule games against other teams that year, and we only lost one game, and that was the second game of the championship playoffs. This is me in my KISS phase. I'm probably 14 or 15. Behind me is a full life ball poster of KISS. And I only became a KISS freak because they were larger than life. I was just getting into rock and roll, but later, as I was progressing into guitar playing, and I found out more about the rock band KISS, and I found out how arrogant Gene Simmons was and Paul Stanley. I just didn't like their air of arrogance. And on top of that, they released an album where they went full blown disco, and I said, "That's it, that's it. The point of no return. You can't come back from that." This is me in I think ninth grade, and I played drums in high school band. I got me a little dip going on there. That dipping thing, I only did that for about a year. But and this is my homeboy. He's no longer here with us anymore. But yeah, that's freshman year in high school band. I don't know what folder I'm going through. Okay, yeah, let's do that folder. Okay, so let's get back to where we were. That's the end of that. Let's go back to here. That's Bertha High School. Let's go here. Age 19 to 42. Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So let's just run through the gamut. This is 1984. This dude right here, he's the guy that was playing drums next to me, David Lee. He's no longer with us. He had a black eye. The local police, he gave the local police a hard time. They ended up beating the dog mess out of him, and he wouldn't shut up. They beat him all the way from handcuffing him, taking him to the Cherokee County Jail, and then taking him upstairs to the jailhouse. He mouthed off all the way. He was just that kind of guy. I mean, you could stomp a mud hole in his tail. You got anything more than that, cowboy, or something like that. He was a little bit off his rocker. As you can see, once again, there's one of those nice smiles I got going on. That here we go again. I think I had a perm in my hair that year. I'm every bit of about 135 pounds right now. What you're looking at is 146 pounds. I'm normally, for the past couple of years, I've been about 160, 165. Prior to that, I got some old videos on my YouTube channel where I'm about 175, buck 80. But I'm down to right about this age. This is a party right here, and I'm drinking some suds with local folks. So let's get out of that. 19 to 42, 1985. Let's see what's going on here. This is Christmas. I'd seen AC/DC many, many times, and somebody took this picture of me. My hair was frizzed out, as it always would be. 2001. This is me when I was a med-surg nurse. I jumped off a diving board, and the board didn't have any spring to it, and it snapped. And I had to have a surgery because of that. They did a patellographed tendon replacement, and I was recuperating for about 6 weeks before I went back to work at my girlfriend's house. And this is Austin, what's going on in Austin. I really miss this guitar. This is 1985. I lived in Austin for about 6 to 9 months. This is on a weekend morning when I had my Polaroid camera handy, and there was people that came over to the crib. I shared the crib with my old homeboy David Lee, which you just saw with his XO lady, and another guy. And this is one of my favorite guitars right here. This was a Gibson Destroyer, and I lost this guitar to a pawn shop. What you see right there are two probably Miller beer twist off caps, and I took a broken cigarette out of the ashtray to make that goofy picture. I used to be a goofball. Here we are being a goofball. Look at the old pull tan cab. You can tell this is old school right here. This is me at a place called Lake Travis. It's down in Austin, Texas. That's my homeboy David Lee, the guy that the cops beat the snot out of. And I suggested that we make this photograph right here. Okay, this is on the same day that I made that video of me with whatever eyeballs from the top of one of these beers. Tony was going to play bass for us. Mike was going to sing. This guy just passed away this year. God rest his soul. This is my drummer. We've been talking forever about playing music. It's never going to happen. Although he says he's gearing up to do it, it's not going to happen. We've been talking about this since 1980. It's a pipe dream. I got these two guys this guy was already in Austin. I got him to move to Austin because we were supposed to get a band together down there. We're supposed to get one in Daytona because he lived in Daytona. We tried that sometime after this, and nothing ever happened. This is my frizzy fried out hair. I'm once again, I've got a smile. Look at those teeth, those nice pearly whites. This is at the Back Room in Austin, which was a nightclub where I saw the likes of Tommy Two-Tone play. If you don't know who he is, he was the guy that wrote this song, "The Future So Bright I Gotta Wear Shades." A guy by the name of Pat Travers played there, and Pat Travers was a fairly famous blues rock guitar player. This is me down at Lake Travis. You can tell this old pull can tab just basking in the sun on a summer day. This is Molly Hatchet that played at the Back Room. I just snapped a picture of them before they took the stage. I don't know who's opening up for them. This is me again. I don't know how old I am. This is 1985. So 82, I turned 20. I was 22 in Austin, so I'm 22 or 23. This is my amplifier. This is David Lee with his guitar. This is my bedroom. There's no bed. I'm basically sleeping on a mat on the floor. This is their dog Gizmo, his dog, his girlfriend's dog that would hump your leg. This, of course, Randy Rhoads. This was my band back in the day, Rat. And this is my mirror that I used to practice in front of. Well, okay, we just completed that. So let's see what else we can look at. I used to work for a boys ranch it was a place for emotionally disturbed young men. And one year they talked me into going on like a week or 2 week field trip, and we went to some place in Colorado. And while we were there, I took some photographs of these old school style pictures where you have to remain, motionless for a long time. As you can see, my hair is pretty long then. It's another photograph. Somehow or another, these photographs just got ate up. I didn't store them properly, but that was me putting on their garb and, with a fake replica. This dude, name is Tommy. This guy is like a bad dude. Really bad dude. Knows black belt kung fu. This guy named Pat from my hometown. This dude, I forgot his name. I stay in contact with these two guys every once in a while. And this was just another photo shoot. This is me and those same other three dudes. I don't know what we're doing. Oh yeah, we're about to rappel down about 150 foot, 300 foot cliff, and we're getting instructions and we're watching them how to rappel the cliff that is over here. We're on I think it's Grand Junction, Colorado. This is 1992 or 93. That's me right there. Look at that hair, man. Hair today, gone tomorrow. That's me rappelling down the rocks of a cliff. And then yada yada yada. This is my class reunion. This is 2000. I did the DJ for our class reunions. They're like, "Hey, Doug, we want you to come to the class reunion." And I'm like, "I'll come." And see, I didn't even graduate high school with these guys. This is a picture of me. You can't see out my bushy hair. But I said, "I'll come on one stipulation, and that's I get to DJ it." This is from our first high school class reunion. I think I'm 23, something like that. She's giving us instructions on how we're going to do whatever we're going to do. These are all the people, I think 1983. Boy, we're a bunch of old geezers now. This is year 2000. This is me. You wouldn't know of any of these people, so there's no reason to go into it. This is me, 1984 class reunion. Check out those pearly white teeth. Let's see if I can do that. Sad people. Sad getting old. Okay, we saw all that. Let's get out of this. Let's see if there's anything else here. It's my crib. What crib? Okay, I know what this is. I bought this mobile home in 1996. I saw an ad in a paper, and this home was in it for like $5,000. And I didn't do my research prior to buying this mobile home. And so I walk into this mobile home, and it's like located miles away, like 25 miles away. This is my piece of property that I got at this old CJ5, and this is my old, I can't even remember, it had a Wankel rotary engine. But anyway, I bought this mobile home, and what they did was every place where this sub flooring was at, they would put something over the flooring so I wouldn't step into a dip. When I looked through the cabinets and everything, they would make the cabinets nice and full on the bottom. And then I'd look and I'd go, "Oh, well, yeah, I guess it's worth $5,000. So I got a loan $5,000 for this, and I get it pulled out here, and I get it set up for like $400 in 1996. And as soon as I get it pulled into this place, and I start walking around, my feet start falling through the floor, the subflooring. And some years later, this is me putting paint on it. I had actually bought the lumber, and I did the decking on the floor to rebuild it. It's just a waste of money. I put $5,000 more into it. And let me see if I can find the tree over here. This tree back here, eventually, the ground got really, really soaked from a bad rain, and the tree fell through when I was in Austin, Texas, getting a lot of gang stalking in 2006. Let's see what's happening in Daytona. I moved to Daytona in 1987, thinking that I was going to get a band going on there. The guy who plays drums was telling me, "Yeah, dude, we're going to get a band together," and it never happened. To be truthfully honest, my dad left me money after he passed away, and I spent it all here. This is actually high gas prices. This is at a high price gas station. Gas was probably about a dime cheaper if you went back to East Texas. I spent many a days drunk and stumbling up and down that place. It's not my guitar. Check out the mullet. It's back when I used to smoke stogies. I'm jamming with people I don't even know. Let's go back. All right, let's see. Fishing. I used to be a fishing fool. This is a picture of a bunch of guys. I don't even know his name. Can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. I know his name. And I got somebody's shotgun. We're down on the Nature's River camping out one night, and that's all this basically is. I didn't get any sleep that night. This is a 17-pound Appaloosa that I caught at behind the spillway at Lake Striker. I think I'm 25, 24, somewhere like that. Biggest fish I ever caught. These are ID pictures. I'll show the Sand Club. Look at the hair, man. 1994. Look at the hair. TJC. This is what I look like, fresh haircut, when I went into the nursing program. So this is somewhere around the late summer of 1996 as I'm enrolled. This is a stoner pic. All this is hair over here. I don't know what year this is, but this is probably late 80s, early 90s. And I'm still, you know, going to college, trying to figure out what I want to do. I don't know when this is. Spring 90. Okay. I'm studying, I'm getting stuff out of the way for the nursing program. I'm still not decided on what I want to do, but I'm thinking I might want to become a nurse one day. Jam House. Okay, the Jam House was a place that's located way out in the boonies in East Texas, actually in a place called Hudson Chapel. It's in Cherokee County, Texas, which is outside of Russ, Texas, about 8 miles. My dad grew up in this little tiny A-frame house back in the 30s and 40s and 50s. I don't know how his father raised a family of 2 in this tiny house, but we called it the Jam House, and I'll get to that in a moment. This is my good friend Bill right here. This is from the mid-80s. We're at the Tyler Mall, and we're shooting photographs for one of those booths you walk into and you put $1 and it gives you 4 pics. And this is him again. He was my bass player. I'm on the back of his neck playing. I don't know what I'm playing. This is me at Pat. Pat was this dude that I knew. This is my old Ibanez guitar that got stole. This is the carpeting in the Jam House. I'm 19 right here. I'm jamming. This is Jeff Lennis. This is Bill, my bass player. The Led Zeppelin poster, egg crates, egg cartons. This is a drawing I did. And my drummer is hidden back here somewhere. Once again, same picture. Nothing new to add. This is me and Bill. Bill gave a camera to somebody to take a picture of me and him. I don't know who took this picture. I don't know what year this was, but this is me, Bill, my drummer, and Jack, my drummer. We never went anywhere. This is me with a Budweiser. I would never ever touch another Budweiser product, Anheuser-Busch, anything after the likes of Dylan Mulvaney got his conflicted self entangled with Budweiser. This is me somewhere around 1998, 99. I'm a med-surg nurse. I'm a sharp young man, nice dressed. This is somewhere around 1999, 2000. This is a beautiful Epiphone guitar I had. I lost it to the pawn shop. Same thing. This is the that mobile home, that dilapidated mobile home that you saw. I repaneled it. I did all the trim in cedar. I think I put carpeting down, 2 layers of sub-decking, and the rest is history. It's me at a batting cage. I don't want to talk about that. This, I don't know what that is. It's just something. This is me visiting my dad. Somewhere around 1985. My hair is really, really short. I had a lot of problems when I would go to get my hair cut. I wouldn't go to barbers. I'd go to hairstylists, and I'd tell them, look, don't cut off the frizzy part. If you cut off the split ends, I'm not going to have any hair left. Just leave the split ends. And they couldn't help themselves. So they would cut my hair off, and I always wanted to keep my hair long. But anyway. Me, once again, skinny jeans. I think these are Reeboks. I'm at my dad's mobile home. This is me around 2000. Wasn't shortly after I was a med-surg nurse. Nursing. Let's see what's going on here. No particular order. This is me as a med-surg nurse, probably about 1999. I did, my specialty was, what was it? Urology and the renal med-surg floor. It's a course, this is the helicopter at the hospital I worked at. This is me again. Bad picture. I gave someone a camera and said, snap a picture. And this is me after nursing. This is one of the only 2 times that I tried to grow my hair out after I became a nurse. This is me. I don't remember who she is, but this is at my 2 West C, 2 West A. That's where I worked at. It's no longer called that, I don't think. It's my ride. This is actually, I'm not for certain if this is my Jeep or not, but I had an old 1979 CJ5 that looked exactly like this, but the orange paint was not new, the tires weren't new, I didn't have rims like this, and I put it for sale after I became a nurse, and I listed it for like $1,500 on the internet, and somebody replied, and he's like trying to talk me down. I go, dude, this is a classic. You don't see these on the road anymore. He goes, well, I guess you're right, but it's still too much. And what he did was he sent me. I told him I'll sell it to you on one condition. You say you're gonna fix it up. If you will fix it up and send me the fix-up photographs of what my Jeep looks like after you fix it up. Okay. So he said okay, and a couple of months later he sent me some photographs that basically looked like this. I did buy some seats that looked like this. I did have a top like this, and I did have a back seat, but this is basically what my Jeep looked like after it got fixed up. It was awesome. I had so many good times in that. One of my friends that are no longer alive used to call it, every time I pull up my Jeep, he's like, you ready to go dugging? I'm like, hell yeah, buddy, let's go. They're like, where are we going? I go, I don't know, but it's going to be a long night. And we would head out partying, just club hopping all over the place. This is a car that I had, my brother bought. This is not the exact same car, it's a different one. But it's in likeness like what my car was, except mine was jacked up in the back with air shocks. It had 60s all the way around, but it had this yellow paint job, but it was lacquered, and it was black top, but lacquered. This is a 1966 Dodge Corvette 440. It's an awesome car. When I got it, I banged this car up so bad. I was just so irresponsible with this car, it didn't last very long. And unfortunate that when I was a young kid, I was just so hard on everything that I got, and it didn't last long. My brother sold this to my parents, who bought it for me for $600 in 1979 when I was 17, and the car didn't last a year. This car right now, looking at it, it would probably go in mint condition for about $35,000. This is a motorcycle that I had. This is not the exact motorcycle. The one I had a custom-made sissy bar by this guy that I bought it from. I paid like $1,200 for it, but this is a 1982 Kawasaki CSR 650, and I had a bike like this, which I rode around all East Texas and around Galveston and Houston and Pasadena for about 2 or 3 years until I just wore it out. What is SA? Let me make sure this person's not in this picture. Okay. This is San Antonio. I went down here with someone, and I'm just going to gloss over it. That's me in San Antonio, no shoes. That's me, short haircut. That's me again. That's me again. We're someplace in San Antonio. Get my feet wet, checking the camera. Hey, what's up? Looking over, we're going about in a cavern, a cave, yada, yada, yada. So there you go. San Jacinto. This was when I was going to school for automotive technology, 1986, 1987 at San Jacinto College in Pasadena, Texas. A family member took a picture of me, and this is my first guitar. I think I was 86, so I was about 23, no older than 24 here. This is not San Jacinto. We're pulling a motor out of a vehicle so I could rebuild it. This had to do with me going to San Jacinto, because I went to school for automotive technology. This is me, probably about 142 pounds. I don't weigh much more than this anymore. Right here, and this was 1986 or 87. I'm maybe about the same weight, but I'm a little bit bulked up right here because I went to the gym for a little bit and that didn't last long. Texas Jam. Okay. From the late 70s, or about 1977, 78, to the mid 80s, Texas had this Texas World Music Festival, which was called the Texas Jam. This is it in 1985 when Sammy Hagar is playing with Van Halen, and they're on the 5150 tour. This is at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, and somewhere around June or July, and it is uber freaking hot down there on the floor. This is the first time I went in 1979. I think I'm 16 years old because I won't turn 17 until October. So this is June, so I am 16. We're getting to see Boston, Hart, and Van Halen, and several other people on the ticket. Look at the ticket price, $15. And this is the Cotton Bowl. Look how they spell it, TXSAX. World Music Festival 79. Due to inflation, it goes up to $16.50 in June 21st, 1980, and I got to see the Eagles, Foreigner, and Cheap Trick. I've seen Cheap Trick more times than I can ever count. I've seen Van Halen. Boy, Van Halen just killed it on this tour. Same concert, different aspect view, and that's basically it. Nothing more to show there. I don't want to show that. This is me down at Lake Striker behind the spillway. These are, instead of that remember that first picture where I'm a little kid in 1969 catching like a catfish that's like at least a good foot long. This is the only thing you could ever catch out of that place, practically. I did happen to catch this fish right here. This is behind the spillway in a reservoir, and I lucked out catching this guy. I had been on the hunt for years trying to catch me one of these big old catfish Opelousas because I'd seen other people do it. And I'm like, why me? Why can't I do it? This is that Jeep I was telling you about. I was pulling the motor out. I don't know why, but I pulled the motor out of this thing several different times for various reasons. And it was always a monster to put it back. But it's a lot easier than on other vehicles because all I had to do is pull the radiator out, which was it really wasn't a monster deal to do. I just rented a cherry picker, pull the motor out, and then once I got everything the way I wanted it, I put the cherry picker back here on the ball hitch, and then I run off with it. But you can see that it was a pretty decent Jeep. You can't see the rims. This is an old dog that I got from East Texas Animal Shelter. I was going to get her and a blue heeler, but the blue heeler, when I was trying to lead them both out at the same time, the blue heeler was just yanking the chain too much, so I took the heeler back, and I got this. This is a Catahoula Australian Shepherd mix. This is 1993, 94. This guy, he just went on to meet the Lord this past summer. We're at the back room in Austin, Texas, sitting down drinking some beers. And as you can see, I got all my teeth. This is that camp out that was earlier. I haven't seen this dude probably in 35 years. This is that dude that I was telling you about that got beat all the way to the jail. And then once they realized that they had to take him in to go see a medical doctor, they beat him all the way to the doctor. Doctor stitched him up. And then he ran his mouth all the way from the doctor's, all the way from the hospital back to the jail cell where they just knocked his teeth out, busted him up in his head, and he got a $5,000 settlement out of it. But part of the stipulation is that he had to leave Rusk, Texas, and Cherokee County, Texas, for I don't know how long. He had to vacate that city, because he was just a known hell raiser. he'd always say something to the likes, "I'll call my attorney on you," or something like that. I don't know. This is, I used to work at a radio station when I was still in high school, and this shows what a pack of Marlboros went for. 65 cents a drink. A large fountain drink was 35 cents. A 20-ounce drink, 35 cents. 65-cent pack of Marlboro Lights, and my balance at the time was $9.89. What I would do, since we lived on a town square, was I'd put a long playing record on, not after school, because I only worked an hour or two after school, didn't have time to go there, no reason. But on the weekends, I'd open up the radio station at 5:45 in the morning and shut it down at 5:45 in the evening, and I would have all kinds of programs to play, all types of music to play, and every time I got hungry, I went to Nixon's Pharmacy on the square, which was probably about, I don't know, 50 yards away. I'd get out of the DJ booth, lock up the radio station, and then run down the corner, run down the street, and I would call in a hot ham and cheese sandwich, and they'd have it ready, have a 20-ounce drink and a pack of Marlboro Lights for whatever it was. I don't know, probably for about $4. And I go back to the radio station, pig out while the music's playing. This was an interim bass player. His name was Paul Pruitt. I don't know what happened to him. There were a lot of parties in this van. This belonged to my drummer. I had a can of WD-40, and look out, I found out that WD-40 was flammable. So I lit it on fire, and I was being just a horse's ass. I'm just like maybe 18 or 19 in this, and I'm shooting out flames. And this is in front of the jam house, what we call the jam house, way out in the country. This is my night graduating from nursing school in 1997. This is August 1997. This is a happy camper right here. This is back down in LaPorte, Texas, 1986-87. This is a stringer of small fish at this Lake Striker Spillway. This is us in 1985. This is my drummer. This is a guy that was said, "I'm gonna sing," and God rest his soul, he's gone now. And this is me with my 1985 Gibson Destroyer. This guy named Tony that was gonna play bass, and we're partying. Pat Travers wrote a particularly popular songs called "Been Snorting Whiskey and Drinking Cocaine, diddle diddle da da, diddle 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 da da, diddle diddle da." It's a blues, fast blues boogie rock song, and he was playing at a club called the Back Room in Austin, and of course I went to go see him, and I handed him this camera. It wasn't an instant camera, and I just handed it to him. I was at the front of the stage, and I'd been waiting for him to take the stage, and I handed him the camera, and Pat Travers looks down at me, and he takes this picture, and hands the camera back to me, and this is me right here, and all these dudes. I mean, it's pretty thick right there, thick as thieves right there, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. This is me playing at a party in 1982. This is a flatbed tractor trailer rig. I can't remember who this dude is. I vaguely remember the night. We're playing out in the middle of nowhere, and it's so loud that people out in the country are complaining. So they call the Cherokee County Sheriff's Department, and they shut us down after about 30 minutes. I'm so pissed, man. This is me in Colorado going down the river. This is something I made at, where was I? Six Flags in Dallas. And of course it was something I was, they take your picture and they superimpose it over Rolling Stone, and it kind of looks like you made it to Rolling Stone, but I didn't. Check out the hair. This is again the Jam House, just a small tiny place. This is my drummer's Ludwig Vista Light set. Somebody had broke into the Jam House and they stole one of his drums. This is a classic drum set right here. They're worth a lot of money. This guy's no longer here. I don't know who this is. I talk to this guy occasionally, but that's the old Jam House. As you can see right here, this is Jack with his full set of drums. He entered us into a talent contest, and check this out. It's a talent contest at an elementary school. This is like 1981, maybe 82. And I'm like, he's pumping me up, telling me, dude, I got us in a talent contest. And so I show up, and it's like at a elementary school. I'm like, what are we doing playing here? He goes, it's a talent contest. But it's in an elementary school, man. And so we go in there, we do our thing. Alto element. It even says it down here at the bottom, 1986 March, and I got suckered into this, and we play, and I can't remember how many people there are there, maybe about 50 or 60, and people are just walking away from the front of the stage. They don't want. We play one song and that's it, and we're too much for him. But he's like, I used to call him Einstein back then because of his brilliant ideas like this. Okay, that looks like the end of all this. Yeah, there's that 17-pound op. Man, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Let me see if there's any people in here I don't want to include. Okay, now we're going to get to family. This is my mother. She's probably a young lady, probably straight out of high school. I don't know. I don't know much about this picture. She's gone, and that's that. This is my dad. He's probably 17 or 18. He was in the Army, like ROTC or whatever it was back in those days. I mean, back in those days, if you were in high school, you could be semi-registered in the military, like in the Army, because they were already always preparing to go to war with Russia or some whatever. And he got a tattoo in high school. That was pretty cool. He played football. He's gone. This is my grandmother. I know these people, but I can't think of their names. My grandmother used to work here. It's a place called the Barbecue Hut where they used to sell barbecue and the world's best tasting hamburgers. My dad, he worked at Edgewood, Aberdeen Proving Grounds, and he was what was he? I can't remember. Some type of specialist. So my dad, he was a valedictorian, some type of class president. I opened up his high school annual, and from every page is just littered with names and well wishing and all that. And you open up my high school annual, and there's like chicken scratch in it. Nobody. It's different between night and day. This is some of my family. She's gone. She's gone. This is my nephew. This is my great nephew. This is my nephew's wife. This is my niece. And they were present at my graduation ceremony. This is August 1997. It's me with both of my grandmothers, my dad's grandmother, my mom's grandmother, and it's my night. I'm graduating. This beautiful lady right here, she helped put me through nursing school. God bless her. I'm like I either walked the stage or whatever, but I'm like, yeah, buddy, it's me. I'm graduating. It's me and my nephew, and my great nephew. I got my diploma, and that's that. This is my mother at an old house that's no longer there. This is across from a bank in Rusk. They long since tore this house down. We lived there at two different times. It's my mom with me, and that's my nephew. My mom, my brother, and probably me and my dad. We're probably in Germany, I think, right here, 1963, 64. My dad, he was over in Vietnam, and these are all the people he worked with. I don't even want to talk about this. This is my sister, my brother, my nephew, and me. These are some other kin folks. This is at my grandparents' house. We'd have, we'd have Christmas there. And that's that. Wow. Okay. This is 43 till now. I didn't know it was going to take all this long. This is basically just me as you know me. There's me. This is way before that gang stalking show. I'm in my mid 40s, mid 40s, mid 40s. As you can see, there's a lot more to my face than what you see now. I'm probably 80 pounds in that picture, but about a buck 75 there. I'm 146 right now. I found this bicycle and I fixed it up. This is all my gear I used to have. I don't have any of that stuff anymore. This is me, my recording gear, me, my guitar. I think I was taking that for a dating site or something. Me trying to play golf. This is the new set of teeth that I got, and they didn't work out. Those are goofy teeth right there. I look like Jesse James a little bit. This is a college class I was taking in photography, and I can't remember which ones, but there's a couple of people in here. This dude was gang stalking me in class, and I think this dude, I mean, I had to drop out. This is me, probably about 2011. Look how chunky I am right there. I don't know when this was. Look at all that excess table fat. I was about 180 right there. I'm 146 right now. There is no belly on me right now. Nothing. This is about 2 or 3 years ago. I was fishing with some buds. I'm like, are you serious? I don't know what I'm thinking. This is like snow in 2011 in like March or something in East Texas. This is when I'm about 190. Look how chunky I am. Look how thick I am. It's 2011. My little recording studio that I no longer have. This is me 2005. How old were I in 2005? 2002. I turned 40. So 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. I'm 44 in this photograph, and I'm a med-surg nurse. I'm about 148, 150 pounds here. Sharp dude. I am, in this picture, I was getting gang stalked while I was at this very same apartment. However, they hadn't unleashed the fury on me that I would later get in 2008. I got a lot here. I was working at a nursing home as a charge nurse here, where they, sent their people in, and they thoroughly disrupted my my career when I worked here. I had to take off 6 weeks of work while working at this nursing home because I had never encountered gang stalking. I had never encountered psychological warfare tactics, if you want to call them that, and that's what I was experiencing, and it was just too much for me. So I ended up quitting, and I took off for 6 weeks, and I went to work as a charge nurse in a nursing home in a nearby town called Chandler, Texas, and I had about a 2-week period of a honeymoon, and then they started the same thing there, and I didn't last another 2 weeks there, and in the middle of the night, I loaded up all my possessions from this place that I'm in. I loaded up into my truck, and I throw everything into the dumpster, and in the middle of the night, I go to Austin, Texas, and I didn't tell anybody that I was headed that way. For 2 weeks, I had a honeymoon. Once again, 2-week period, I had a honeymoon. And I make it down there, and they find me. They find me at the med-surg nursing agency that I'm employed at, and they follow me to different agency temp jobs that I work at, and it got so bad I had to leave there. And so I had no place to go, so I went back to my hometown of Russ, Texas. I got about a 2-week honeymoon. I went to work at a nursing home, and it started happening again. The same cycle of events, the same type of harassment. And if this is delusional disorder, if this was some type of psychiatric mental condition, it wouldn't follow any pattern of time frame or any events. Because let me tell you this: before I became a med-surg nurse, I worked at a place called Russ State Hospital where I was on the admissions unit, and I admitted about 5 patients a day, and I worked there almost 3 years. So 5 times, I don't have a calculator, but let me tell you this: I've worked with over a thousand of deeply, deeply disturbed people who had every type of mental diagnosis that you could write up from the DSM, the Diagnostical Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. And nobody out of the thousands of people that I sat next to at an arm's reach who were on some type of precautions that I would talk to for 8 hours a day, nobody had a story that matched anything of targeting individuals. Nobody. So this whole nonsense about targeted individuals being crazy and finding camaraderie and finding other people that are just like them. This is 2005. If you look at this picture, it's 2005. And in 2005, I didn't know about the program. I knew this was about the time right here where I started getting more and more severe harassment, but I didn't know what I was going through. But I didn't experience anything like anything that I've ever experienced or even heard someone in a mental institution to talk about. And I have been around thousands and thousands of people at Russ State Hospital, at Austin State Hospital, at various psychiatric institutions I worked at, group homes, welfare homes, and all these other type of places. And I'd never encountered anybody who had a story that targeted individuals had. So this whole narrative that we're all a community, that we found each other and we're embracing each other because we all share the same stories. I had this story right here that began in 2004, and I didn't find out about the program until 2010. So there's 6 years of me being targeted by the same exact tactics that other reliable, incredible targeted individuals talked about. The same stuff that Dr. John Hall talked about in his book. So for this nonsense that, we're delusional and then we go online to find other delusional people to prop us up, so, we got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out, it's a bunch of bunk. Now, are there a lot of delusional people who claim they're targeted individuals? Oh, you bet. I don't know what the numbers are, but I don't know. I don't know, 10, 20, 30, maybe 50%, I don't know. I do know that there are a lot of delusional people who gravitate to this whole targeted individual thing. And I know that because I've been a part of these Facebook groups for like several years now. It's only been in the past couple of years where people are like just flipping their lid on, I got microchips implanted into my eye. Oh, they put a chip into my eyebrow. Oh, I got a microchip in my ear. They put it in my ear. And this is all a bunch of nonsense because you would have to do surgery to put a chip into somebody's eye. And then every time I ask these people, well, how did the chip get there? Well, they opened up my house, and they came in and they drugged me, and they put a chip in my eye. I'm not buying that. Oh, well, they came into my house, and they planted a chip in my ear. Well, I do know this, that through an otoscope, you can look into a patient's ear like a doctor. He pulls your earlobe down, and he looks at you with an otoscope, and he can see your eardrum, and you can't go past the eardrum because the eardrum is just this translucent little membrane, and you can't go through past it without puncturing a hole in it. But these people go, yeah, guess what? There's a microchip off. Yeah, it's off in my eardrum. No, it's not, cowboy. So somehow or another, this group of delusional people have hijacked this targeted individual thing, and now they're making us all look like a bunch of idiots. And that's that. Anyway, I just wanted to do this. I thought it was going to be a real quick video. I don't know how many minutes I put into this, but I'm pretty sure it's been a lot. I hope it's not so much that it's going to be hard to make this video. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a idea of what my life was like prior to targeting. Because tell you, before I became a targeted individual, I can tell you this: I probably would have been the kind of guy that might have trolled a few people. Maybe, I don't know. But now that I know what I know, that it's incredible, man. It's almost absolutely really hard to believe that there are people out there doing this to us, and they invest a lot of time, money, and resources into it. But it's all coming, it's trickling down from a illegally federally funded program that incorporates private contractors, uh, private security specialists from all across the globe. And they also, from what I can glean from it, they also allow people from fraternities or secret societies to participate in this at times. And every time it happens to me, they always expose themselves in a way that I didn't pick up from it before. And every time that I'm hit with this, I see a new aspect that I didn't see, and it's exposed in the cracks. And yes, people from secret societies are doing this, but they're not the ones responsible for it. It's an illegally federally funded program, and when the program gets ready to roll out another campaign on you, they may call up local people in the area who belongs to a secret fraternal society and go, hey, we're going to go after Joe Blow, and you want to get in on it. And so they get a limited a limited engagement with the TI, from what I gather. It's not like they get to call the shots or get in on all the aspects of it. They just get in on certain parts of it. But anyway, with that said, I'm going to end this video, and we'll get back with you sometime, hopefully in the future. That's going to do it for me. Let's see if I remember how to shut this program off. Yeah, that's going to do it for me. I do appreciate you guys watching. Thanks, and we'll see you guys again. Bye.